Hey there, Marvel fans. This is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's Marvel Legends Captain America Civil War Falcon action figure. As you can see from the package, this is exclusive to Walmart, along with the Bucky/Winter Soldier figure. And these are starting to drop right now. I actually didn't expect to see this as soon as I did. But when I did, I immediately snatched it up because I haven't really seen these out yet. So standard packaging, like we've seen from others in the line. We've got a nice shot on the side here of Anthony. Over here on this side, we've got the same shot. On the back, we've got a picture of the figure, and up at the top it says, "A defender of justice, Falcon soars into battle armed with his Exo-7 wings and Red Wing drone." So this is pretty awesome. I like this. Been waiting to get a Falcon in the line for a long time, so now that we've got him, let's get him out and see what he's like. And here we have Falcon out of packaging, and I just gotta say, this guy is enormous, and I don't mean in height. His stature is about par for the course, but look at the size of that wingspan. That is crazy. This guy, as you can imagine, is in parts when you get him out. There's some assembly required for the wings, just because they are so unbelievably huge. The wings come in at about maybe 5 3/4 inches for each one. So including the body, I mean, you're looking at what, like a 13-inch wingspan, something like that. So that's a pretty huge figure. I mean, you're going to have figures all around him. He's going to have to go in the back, I guess I'm saying, because anyone else he's going to block out of view. And you do have some options for that, though, which is pretty cool. His one main accessory that he comes with is a little Red Wing here. And this is the drone he used in Civil War. You saw that took out all the guys in the building. Very, very cool little gadget. It doesn't attach to his back, but he does have a spot on the back where Red Wing is folded up. And in a very kind of SH Figuarts way, that piece can be popped off so you can display him with Red Wing out. So that's kind of a cool little touch. They didn't have to do that, so that's kind of neat. I'll just leave it in there because I don't want to lose that piece. I don't really care about accuracy for, you know, anything like that. But yeah, that's a nice little touch they did there, and some pretty nice details. Even if the paint isn't stellar, it's obvious where the budget went to in this figure. And that's right there and right there. There is some minor assembly required. And this whole back piece pops off. It's not a standard Marvel Legends joint back there for the like the stand that they used to use. So you can't just pop these wings onto any figure, which is unfortunate because there is a Falcon figure out right now that is the Captain America version that could definitely benefit from some wings, because as I understand it, Hasbro did not include them. But yeah, this back piece is separate from the wings, which is cool for a few reasons. One, it lets them package it. For another, it allows you to take off the wings, just like that, and put just his little jetpack looking backpack on, which is cool. And one thing I found out just kind of by mistake, because I wasn't paying attention to how I was putting it together, is that because of the way these pegs are designed, you've got a small peg on the top and a large peg on the bottom. If you swap sides, then you can still peg these in and get for a more of a wing flapping. If you notice in certain points in the movies, you'll see how they actually work, and his wings can kind of flap outwards. So if you wanted to give him sort of like a bird wing flap look, you could do that very easily just by swapping the sides on that. So that's a pretty cool little feature. I don't know if it's intended design or if that's just, you know, a byproduct of the way it's built, but I think it's pretty cool. The wings themselves are very detailed. They've got nice big armor plates. Everything looks very MCU-ish, very angular, very armored. Everything looks really cool. I really like the look of the wings. I think they did a great job, and they're appropriately massive to the scale. And if I'm seeing this right, up here close, does that look like a shield symbol to you? I don't think that is. Maybe that's just a weird design element that just fell into place, but it kind of looks like the shield symbol in there. Either way, pretty cool. And like I said, that just attaches to his back right here. So you just pop it in the hole and you're good to go. So I'm going to put the wings to the side for the moment, just so we can talk about the rest of the sculpt. We've got a, let's face it, it's an okay Anthony Mackie face. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I would prefer goggles to be separate piece that you slip on and off, just because he kind of wears them both ways. That way you could also put them around his neck for more casual poses. But it's not bad. It's one of the things that they have to decide for budget reasons, and I get it. Yeah, it's just an okay Mackie face. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. The suit itself is really well designed. There's a lot of small details everywhere. You can see stitching. You can see little bits of ribbing down here on the back. You saw there's kind of some webbing almost. It's almost like armor back there, like a chainmail type. Got some buckles here on the side. You can see under some more armor plates. You've got kind of minimalist paint on the actual body itself, which makes it look kind of bland in the package, but when you get him out, you'll notice that there's a lot of paint actually on his shoulders, his arms. Everywhere else is pretty well painted, except for his, lower half. But like up here, this is the gray paint right here, but over here we've got some like silver kind of gunmetal plates with some red lining on them. Very nice. We've got some more of that gunmetal color and more red lining. More of a maroon color right here, almost like a dull orange even, compared to this like bright red that's on this part of the chest. We've got a little bit of paint down here on the buckles. Not really a whole lot going all the way around, but you can see more like harnesses and stuff. Kind of makes him look like he's, a pilot, kind of like the classic G.I. Joe pilot with the big harness buckles. We've got a lot more just design on the pants. I don't know why anybody would need pants this complicated, but hey, maybe it's more like motorcycle pants where if he wipes out, it won't hurt as bad. I'm going to go with that. It sounds cool. We've got kind of armored looking shins and knee pads right here. And pretty good. Not much paint detail down there, but I don't know if there should be or shouldn't be. I haven't seen the movie very, up close yet. And we've got a little bit of red and silver detailing down on the shoes as well, and peg holes on the bottom, which is very nice. So yeah, overall, I think he looks really good. Like I said, it's not the best Mackie representation in the world, but he looks pretty good. As far as articulation, it's pretty much standard for Marvel Legends right now. We've got slight ball joint in the head. It doesn't have a ton of range, but it does have some. You get a little bit up and down, just like that, and a little bit of side to side, and of course it twists all the way around. Then you've got a hinge in the neck, which is good for flying characters. He can look up about that far, so if he's flying, it looks just about right. And you can use his hinge joint in his abdomen to kind of beef that up a little bit if you'd like. And then he looks down about that far, which is very good. They always do a good job going forward and not as good going back, I guess because of the way the neck is shaped. But swivel hinges in the shoulders go all the way around, and they hinge out to about there. So not as high as some of the Marvel Legends we've been seeing lately, but still pretty good. I mean, you don't really need your arm to go up too crazy, and just a little trick, if you need it to, you can always switch the joint upside down and then start to bend it back, and then you've got that same kind of motion. That's what I do whenever I want more extreme poses out of limited shoulder articulation. Swivels just above the biceps muscles. It's cut in pretty nicely, so it's not too obtrusive, but you will see a cut kind of similar to the old Joker body from DCUC, if you have that figure. So like if you turn it too much, you can see it kind of stick out a little bit. It's not too bad. Double hinges in the elbows. First point will get you about 90 degrees. Second point, get you all the way up there. Very nice. Swivel hinges in the wrists, go all the way around, in and out. Got a swivel in the waist, kind of clicky, just like that, you see that? And then we've got a hinge joint for the torso, and you get about that far forward and about that far back. So pretty decent range, and as I said, you can use that to kind of make better, more convincing flight poses. The swivel hinge joints or ball joints in the hips go out about like that. Go forward pretty far, not perfect, but not bad. The butt will block them from going back too far. Swivels in the upper thighs. Very nice. First hinge in the knee gets you almost 90 degrees, but not perfect. Second hinge will take you back about that far, so plenty of motion in the legs there. Again, unfortunately, no swivel in the calf or above the ankle of any type, but the ankle does get a very nice downward motion, and thankfully a very good forward motion, which isn't always the case lately, so that's really cool. And then you do get a swivel in there as well. So with this character in particular, I would have liked a calf swivel just because the wings are so large. They're going to counterbalance him. They're going to try and pull him forward. I think part of the reasons why they curved the wings is so that it was going to try and balance the weight forward so that he's got his front feet to lean forward on, and it won't immediately make him fall over as soon as he's standing up. I mean, you saw whenever I first posed the guy that he was able to stand up very nicely. So yeah, let's go ahead and get him compared to some of the other characters from this series. And so here's Falcon next to Age of Ultron Captain America over here, and over here we've got the Winter Soldier, and he is right in line height-wise with both of them, and he comes in right at about 6 1/4 inches tall to the top of his head. And yeah, I would say he's about the right height. I will try to make sure that that's accurate. But yeah, very, very slick. In terms of size, I think he scales pretty well with the rest of the line. I think he looks really good. So, now we get down to it. Is he worth it? $19.99. That's a lot of money these days, you know? The housing market's coming back, but you never know what's going to happen. We got some crazy things going on in the world today. But for your $19.99, you do get your action figure. Pretty well articulated, not perfect, but pretty good. You get Red Wing here. Very nice little accessory. He can't really hold it or anything. There's no peg on the bottom to support it on its own stand, but you can figure something out with that. And you get these 2 enormous wings, which you can kind of consider accessories, but they do not articulate in any way, so they really only kind of add to the established look as it currently is. It's a Walmart exclusive, and it's still $19.99. I mean, that's not bad. Walmart could charge whatever they want for these because they are exclusive figures. They could charge these up to $24.99, and odds are we'd pay it because it's the only version of Falcon that's ever been released from Hasbro. So I would say, well, I should say in the 6-inch scale. Yeah, they've done smaller versions, but I would say he's still a really solid deal. I mean, he's got not perfect paint apps, but they're more complicated than they may appear in package. He's got big accessories. There's only a couple things I'd really like to see different. One, he does have 2 trigger finger hands, but he does not come with his TMPs that he used. I think they were TMPs in Civil War. I don't remember if he actually used pistols in I'm sorry, I meant to say in Winter Soldier. He used the TMPs, but in Civil War I don't remember if he used pistols or not, machine pistols. So I'll have to check into that, but they are definitely sculpted that way, so I wonder if it may have just been Hasbro throwing you a bone saying, hey, if you find your own TMPs, you can toss them in the package, but we can't provide them because of cost. I would have liked them to come, but whatever. And I would have, of course, liked swivels in the ankles here, just to help with the posing, especially with the weight distribution because of these huge wings. But yeah, overall, this is a really great figure. He's seems a little bit small compared to Anthony Mackie in terms of just body type. Anthony Mackie is a pretty big guy, and I don't think he got smaller between movies, and his arms with the very thin hinges here, it just makes him look a little smaller than I feel like he really is. But, that could just be my perception of the figure. Overall, solid buy, solid figure. There's nothing I'm left wanting, really. Like I said, the things that I would like to see are just things I'd like to see. He doesn't have to have those things. And the fact that they were able to balance the wings, I think is a huge deal on its own. That's pretty impressive. So, good job to Hasbro on this one. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments about the figure, throw them in the box below. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Anything at all, anything I might have glossed over, let me know. I really appreciate you watching, so thanks, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.